Hey everyone! Today I wanted to come on and give you some tips and tricks for furniture makeover projects. So I started furniture refurbishing about 6 months ago and I'm absolutely in love with it. One thing I was really looking forward to experimenting with and playing with is metal leafing. Metal leaf. So today we're going to talk all about metal leaf. First off, I want to go ahead and let you know that more glue does not provide better adhesion at all whatsoever. It creates a disaster is really what more glue does. So what you want to do with metal leaf is apply a very thin layer to your project, and then you want to let it get tacky. Just make sure you read the label of your specific adhesive to see how long it will take to get tacky. And keep in mind, depending on the type of climate you live in, it'll dry quicker or it will take longer to dry. If you live in a humid climate, it will take longer for the adhesive to get tacky. If you live somewhere like the desert, it's gonna dry pretty quickly. You wanna make sure that you apply just a thin layer of adhesive, make sure it gets tacky, and then apply your metal leaf. You want to make sure that you do not have puddles throughout your project because that's going to create a total mess, and it will most typically take a different time to dry than the rest of your adhesive. It probably won't dry. It probably will just be a little puddle, and if you apply metal leaf to a little puddle of not tacky adhesive, it will never ever dry because you've put an occlusive over something that needs air. So you've covered something that needs air to be able to do its magic. So when you do that, you create a mess. So don't do that. Do not create puddles, just a thin layer. It typically takes anywhere between like 15 minutes to an hour for your adhesive to get tacky. Just make sure you read the label of your adhesive and follow those directions. There are a variety of adhesives on the market. I've tried a few, and the one I'm working with right now that I really like is Mona Lisa. It's very easy to work with. Some adhesives say that you can add up to 30% water. That has never worked for me. It's created a weird mess. For me, what's happened is the adhesive has dried way too fast, or it has taken forever. Like I don't know. It's not something that works for me. So there are a variety of metal leaves that you can purchase on the market. One metal leaf that I really found incredible to work with is a metal leaf that has design on it. That metal leaf is phenomenal, not just because it has a design and it looks so unique and it's so fun to work with. It also has this bizarre effect where no matter what type of metal leaf you work with, it will most likely tear into little bits and pieces. And when that's happened with the metal leaf that has a design on it, I will just like pick up the little pieces and continue to add it to the project I'm working on, and somehow the metal leaf just like blends in such a way that continues the pattern. I'm not quite sure what's going on there. It could be magic, who knows, but it's amazing. One thing I've started doing and I'm having a phenomenal time with is I purchased a whole packet of a variety of colors of metal leaf, and I've been combining the various colors that I want to work with and mashing them up in a mason jar. You can use whatever kind of container you'd like. I just use the end of a paintbrush and just smash it all up and stir it real well together, and then I just apply that on my piece. I will include a link to one project that I did that with in the description so you can see what I'm talking about. It's a very short video, so it's so fun. It creates such a unique effect. I haven't seen anything like that before, so go ahead and try that out. It's so fun. The pack that I got of various colors of metal leaf, something I purchased on Amazon, really inexpensive. You can also get it on Temu. So I'm gonna preface this by saying I'm a glitter and glam kind of girl. I love glitter. I love it like a mad woman. I don't know why. I've always had an obsession with glitter. It's shiny, it's pretty, it catches the eye. So I was so excited to work with Metal Leaf because I'm like, ooh, shiny, pretty thing, right? So I got it, and I have this one project that I worked on. It's a gold hutch, and I used so much Metal Leaf on that project, and it got everywhere. It got everywhere. It got all over my floor, all over the walls, all over my things. And it also got on my cat and in my hair. It was just everywhere and driving me insane. The cat, he looks so pretty with a little bling, but I'm sure he wasn't a fan of it either. So what I ended up finding is that a can of air is remarkably efficient in removing that metal leaf from your project without smearing it all over your project and creating a total mess that you'll have to clean up and possibly repaint in order to hide that metal leaf. So can of air is excellent. Another thing that I think is just a phenomenal useful tool for metal leafing is a handheld vacuum. A regular vacuum will work as well with the little hose extension, but the handheld one is amazing because it just gets everywhere you need it to go, just like the hose would, right? So the last thing I want to go over is it's incredibly important that you protect your metal leaf. You want to do that by applying clear wax. And when you're working with furniture, what I'm going to recommend is that you first apply your clear wax to all of the area that you metal leaf, and then separately apply clear wax to the rest of the furniture. So that way you're not smearing the metal leaf all over your piece, which if you're going for that, awesome, but it can be a real pain if you don't want any sort of like sparkles on certain parts of your furniture. So the cool thing also is that after you apply your clear wax, you can go ahead and apply brown or black wax to give it an aged effect, and then apply highlights with your colored waxes. So thank you so much for joining me. I hope that you found this helpful. If you use metal leaf in any other way that I didn't describe here, let me know. Let me know what you think of these projects that I've been doing with the metal leaf. You're gonna see a lot more fun stuff coming out soon here. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you so much for joining me.